And we'll keep drifting, floating together through the mysteries. 100 longevity mysteries, looping softly, endlessly through the night. Tonight we'll drift through the nightly brain power wash that may be your strongest defense against Alzheimer's. Why too much sleep could secretly accelerate aging, and the one overlooked secret that matters far more than counting hours in bed. There's nothing you need to do now. Just let your body sink. Heavier, heavier. Feel the mattress holding you, every muscle softening, your heartbeat slowing. Thump, thump, matching the rhythm of space itself. Shoulders melting down, jaw releasing, each breath pulling you deeper, deeper into the calm, the quiet, the dark. If this helps you rest, tap subscribe and hit like, so others can find this calm too, but only if your eyes are still open. Otherwise, just drift. Now, let's drift into longevity. In the darkness, your body knows. It's been counting hours since humans first closed their eyes. 7 to 9 hours. That's the ancient sweet spot. Not 6, not 10, but that gentle middle ground where your cells remember how to live longer. Studies tracking hundreds of thousands of people across decades keep finding the same whispered truth. Those who sleep 7 to 9 hours, they live the longest, their hearts beat stronger, their minds stay sharper, deeper into the years. Too little sleep, and something starts to fray. Your DNA can't repair itself properly. Inflammation creeps in like morning fog, but too much, more than 9 hours regularly. And there's a paradox waiting, a mystery scientists are still unraveling. Perhaps it's not the sleep itself, but what it signals. The body calling for more rest, because something underneath needs healing. Thump, thump. Your heart knows the rhythm. Right now, as you sink deeper, there's a system awakening in your brain, the glymphatic system. Imagine it like a power wash, a gentle tide flowing through the spaces between your neurons, clearing away the day's debris, the proteins that tangle, the waste that accumulates. This happens mostly in deep sleep, when your brain cells actually shrink, just slightly, creating rivers of cerebrospinal fluid, washing through, carrying away the amyloid beta, the tau proteins, the very tangles linked to Alzheimer's. This nightly rinse, it's not optional. It's your brain's janitorial service, working the night shift, and it only clocks in when you do, when you surrender to sleep. Feel your breath, slow, slower, each exhale releasing. Deep sleep, the scientists call it 3, stage 3, where delta waves roll through your brain like ocean swells, slow, powerful, rhythmic. This is where your body secrets growth hormone, not for growing taller anymore, but for cellular repair, for maintaining muscle, for keeping your metabolism young. Growth hormone peaks in the night, especially in those first few cycles of deep sleep. It's rebuilding you cell by cell, while you dream of nothing at all. The pituitary gland, that small commander, releases these longevity hormones in pulses synchronized with your deepest rest. And as you age, you get less deep sleep, less growth hormone, unless you protect these hours, guard them, honor them, sinking deeper, heavier. Your circadian rhythm, it's older than you, older than humanity. It's a 24-hour whisper carried in nearly every cell, a clock made of proteins, clock and BMAL1, purr and cry, dancing together, switching on and off, telling your body when to sleep, when to wake, when to repair, when to clear away the old. When this rhythm stays regular, consistent, going to bed at the same time, waking at the same time, even on weekends, something remarkable happens. Your cells synchronize. They know when to activate sirtuins, those longevity genes, quiet protectors that only fully awaken when the timing is right, when the rhythm holds steady. Irregular sleep, it confuses everything. The liver doesn't know when to process. The immune system loses its schedule. Inflammation rises. Blood sugar drifts higher. All because the conductor lost the beat. Thump, thump. Feel it slowing. But there's something even deeper than duration. Something the research keeps revealing. Sleep regularity, consistency, matters more than we thought. A study tracking over 60,000 people found that those with irregular sleep patterns, going to bed at wildly different times, had significantly higher mortality risk, even if they got 7 to 9 hours. The body craves rhythm, predictability, like the tide, like the seasons. Your cells have their own clocks, and they need to know when night falls, when morning comes. This consistency, it's a longevity signal, telling your body everything is safe, stable, predictable. No need to stay on high alert. Let your jaw go, completely loose, inside your cells. Right now, mitochondria are shifting. These tiny power plants, they have their own rhythm too. During sleep, especially deep sleep, damaged mitochondria get cleared away through a process called mitophagy, eating the old, making room for the new. This is crucial because as mitochondria age, they start leaking, producing reactive oxygen species, damaging everything around them. Quality sleep, it's like a recycling program for your cellular power grid. And there's a compound, urolithin A, created by certain gut bacteria when they digest pomegranate, that amplifies this process, enhancing mitophagy, helping your cells stay young, energized, even as the years accumulate. Breathing, so soft now, barely there. At the end of your chromosomes, there are protective caps, telomeres, like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Every time a cell divides, these telomeres shorten just a little until eventually they're too short and the cell stops dividing, enters senescence, becomes a zombie cell, sitting there, secreting inflammatory signals. But during sleep, the enzyme telomerase becomes more active. It can't fully reverse the shortening, but it slows it, maintains it, and people who chronically sleep poorly, their telomeres shorten faster, their biological age, racing ahead of their chronological years. One study found just 1 week of sleeping less than 6 hours per night altered the expression of over 700 genes, some linked to inflammation, to stress, to immune function, all shifting in the wrong direction, heavier, sinking into the mattress. There's a family of proteins, sirtuins, 7 of them in humans, SIRT1 through SIRT7. They're called longevity genes because they help repair DNA, reduce inflammation, improve metabolism, and they're sensitive. So sensitive in such to your sleep-wake cycle, particularly to a molecule called NAD+, which powers them. NAD+ levels, they rise and fall with your circadian rhythm, peaking during your active hours, dropping at night. But chronic sleep deprivation, it depletes your overall NAD+ stores, starving your sirtuins, silencing these protectors, and without them, aging accelerates. The epigenetic clock ticks faster. The epigenetic clock, it's one of the most accurate measures of biological age we have. Scientists look at methylation patterns, chemical tags on your DNA, and can predict with eerie accuracy how old you are biologically, not just chronologically. And this clock, it responds to sleep, regular, quality sleep, slows it down, disrupted sleep, speeds it up, sometimes by years. Your eyelids, so heavy, like stones, smooth, cool stones, inflammation. That's the hidden fire, the one burning silently, contributing to nearly every age-related disease. Heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, cancer. During deep sleep, your body rebalances cytokines, those inflammatory messengers. It reduces IL-6, TNF-alpha, C-reactive protein, all the markers that, when chronically elevated, corrode your health span, but lose sleep, even one night, and by morning, these inflammatory markers spike. Your immune system becomes confused, overreactive. It's as if, without proper sleep, your body can't tell the difference between a real threat and normal tissue. So it attacks everything. Sleep, it's the great anti-inflammatory, better than most medicine, free, available every night, if you let it in. Thump, thump, so slow now. Autophagy. The word means self-eating, and it sounds harsh, but it's poetry. Cellular housekeeping. Your cells, they accumulate damaged proteins as misfolded, aggregated, sticky. And during periods of fasting and during deep sleep, your cells activate autophagy, breaking down these proteins, recycling them, turning garbage into fuel. There's a protein called AMPK activated during energy stress, during fasting, during exercise, and yes, during sleep, especially the deeper stages. AMPK switches on autophagy, clears away the debris. This is one reason why the timing of your last meal matters. Stop eating 3 hours before bed, and you give your body a longer window to fast, to clear, to renew. And there are compounds that enhance this. Spermidine, found in wheat germ, mushrooms, aged cheese. It directly stimulates autophagosome formation, those little cellular vacuum cleaners. Studies in mice, giving them spermidine, extended their lifespan, improved their heart function by amplifying this nightly cleanup. Floating now, weightless, darkness holding you. Your immune system, it has a memory, and it forms that memory during sleep, particularly during REM sleep and deep sleep. When you get vaccinated and then sleep poorly that night, your antibody response is weaker. The T cells and B cells, those warriors and memory keepers, they need sleep to encode what they've learned, to prepare for future battles. People who chronically sleep less than 6 hours, they're more likely to catch colds, to develop infections, to have weaker responses to vaccines. Sleep is when your immune system does its training, its strategizing, its remembering. And there's a gland, the thymus, where T cells mature. It shrinks as you age, becoming less effective. But emerging research suggests certain interventions, including growth hormone, which surges during deep sleep, might help regenerate thymic tissue, restore some of that youthful immunity. Let your fingers unfurl, palms open, releasing. Delta waves. These are the slowest brain waves, less than 4 cycles per second. They only appear in deep sleep, in that N3 stage, and they're crucial. They help consolidate memories, clear metabolic waste, coordinate the release of hormones. But as you age, delta wave activity naturally decreases. Your deep sleep becomes shallower, more fragmented. However, there are ways to protect it. Keep your bedroom cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body needs to drop its core temperature to enter deep sleep. The cooler environment, it helps trigger that cascade. And some research suggests wearing cooling sleepwear or using a cooling mattress pad can increase deep sleep duration. There's also the matter of sound. White noise, it's been popular, a steady shh, masking disruptions, but brown noise, deeper, lower frequencies, like distant thunder or ocean waves far away, might be even more effective for maintaining those slow delta waves. Some people find it more soothing, more womb-like, melting, dissolving into sleep. Your sleep position, it matters more than you might think. Sleeping on your back, if you don't have sleep apnea, it maintains spinal alignment, reduces pressure on joints. But there's something else. Sleeping on your side, particularly the left side, might enhance lymphatic clearance, that brainwashing system. The lymphatic vessels in your neck, they drain more efficiently when you're side sleeping, carrying away those metabolic wastes, those tangles, that fog. Your pillow height, it should keep your head neutral, not tilted up or down. Imagine a straight line from the top of your head, through your spine, to your tailbone. that alignment. It reduces strain, improves circulation, lets everything flow. Thump, thump, barely audible. Morning light, it's the reset button for your circadian rhythm. When light hits your eyes, especially blue-enriched morning sunlight, it signals to your suprachiasmatic nucleus, the master clock in your brain. This is morning. This is the start. Within 30 minutes of waking, if you can get outside, or at least near a bright window, you'll anchor your rhythm. Make it easier to fall asleep that night. Deepen your sleep architecture. But blue light at night, from screens, from LEDs, it's the opposite. It suppresses melatonin, that sleepy hormone, tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, still time to be alert. Most sleep experts recommend dimming lights 2 hours before bed, using orange or red bulbs, wearing blue light blocking glasses, creating an artificial sunset that your body understands. Melatonin isn't just for sleep, it's also a powerful antioxidant, scavenging free radicals, protecting your cells, and it decreases with age. Older adults produce less, one reason why sleep becomes more elusive, more fragile. Supplementing with small doses, 0.3 to 1 milligram, not the 5 or 10 you often see, can help restore that signal without causing next day grogginess, sinking through the bed, through the floor, through everything. The anxiety loop, it's a common thief of sleep. Your mind races, thoughts spiral, worries about tomorrow, regrets about yesterday, and the more you try to force sleep, the more it retreats. This is where the paradox lives. Sleep requires surrender, not effort. One technique, cognitive shuffling. You think of random, non-threatening images, a cat, a doorknob, a cloud, a button, completely unrelated. This occupies your mind, prevents it from forming coherent worry narratives, and mimics the random, nonsensical quality of dreams, easing you across that threshold. Another approach, the 4 to 7 to 8 breath. Inhale through your nose for 4, hold for 7, exhale through your mouth for 8. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. It slows your heart, calms your mind, tells your body it's safe to let go. Magnesium, particularly magnesium glycinate, it's a gentle relaxant. Magnesium activates GABA receptors, those calming neurotransmitters, and glycine itself. It's an inhibitory neurotransmitter, cooling your nervous system. Many people are deficient, and supplementing with 200 to 400 milligrams before bed can soften that anxious edge, deepen sleep quality, drifting so far away now. Your gut microbiome, those trillions of bacteria, they communicate with your brain via the vagus nerve, via metabolites they produce, and they have their own circadian rhythms. Their populations shift throughout the day and night, producing different compounds at different times. Some bacteria They produce GABA, serotonin precursors, even compounds that influence melatonin production. When your sleep is disrupted, your microbiome suffers, diversity decreases, inflammatory species proliferate, and when your microbiome is disturbed by antibiotics, by poor diet, your sleep suffers. It's a two-way conversation, a symbiosis, and supporting your gut with fiber, with fermented foods, with polyphenols, it indirectly supports your sleep, your longevity. There's a metabolite, butyrate, produced when gut bacteria digest fiber. It's profoundly anti-inflammatory, supports the gut barrier, and appears to influence sleep quality. People with higher butyrate levels, they tend to sleep better, feel more restored, heavier, can barely feel your body. Napping, it's controversial. In some cultures, the siesta is sacred, it's built into the day, and in blue zones, those pockets where people live past 100, afternoon rest is common. But in other contexts, napping disrupts nighttime sleep, fragments the circadian rhythm, makes it harder to build sleep pressure. The key seems to be timing and duration. A short nap, 20 minutes before 2 p.m., can boost alertness, improve mood, enhance cognitive performance without stealing from nighttime sleep. But longer naps, especially late in the day, they release too much sleep pressure, and when evening comes, you're not tired enough, not ready. Some researchers believe the ideal might be no nap at all, building maximum sleep pressure so that when night falls, you drop quickly into the deep stages, staying there longer, floating in darkness, warm, safe. Pre-sleep meditation, even just 10 minutes, sitting quietly, following your breath, or doing a body scan, progressively relaxing each part. This primes your nervous system. Studies show people who meditate before bed fall asleep faster, experience fewer nighttime awakenings, report better sleep quality. It's training, teaching your mind that it's safe to let go, to release control. There's a practice, Yoga Nidra, yogic sleep, where you lie down and follow a guided relaxation, moving through body awareness, breath awareness, sometimes visualization. It induces a state between waking and sleeping, deeply restorative. Some say 20 minutes of Yoga Nidra equals 2 hours of regular sleep in terms of restoration. Your emotional resilience, it's built during sleep, particularly during REM sleep, when your brain processes emotions, strips away the emotional charge from memories. People who sleep well, they handle stress better, recover faster from setbacks, maintain more stable moods. Neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change, to form new connections, to learn and adapt. It peaks during sleep, especially during REM. The synapses that were strengthened during the day, they're consolidated, and the ones that weren't used, they're pruned. This is how you learn, how you grow, how you become. Thump, thump, a whisper of a heartbeat. REM sleep, when your eyes dart beneath closed lids, when your body is paralyzed to prevent you from acting out dreams. This is where emotional processing happens, where your brain integrates experiences from the day, strips away the fear, the reactivity, leaving just the memory, the lesson. People deprived of REM sleep, they become more emotionally reactive, irritable, anxious. They can't read social cues as well, can't regulate their responses, and over time, chronic REM deprivation is linked to mood disorders, depression, anxiety. Dreams themselves, they're still mysterious, but they seem to be your brain creating narratives, trying to make sense of random neural firing, weaving together memories, emotions, creating bizarre, surreal stories, and in doing so, they help you process, integrate, make meaning. Cognitive reserve, it's like a buffer against age-related decline, against Alzheimer's. People with higher cognitive reserve, they can sustain more brain damage before showing symptoms, and sleep, especially deep and REM sleep, it builds this reserve, strengthens connections, clears away toxins, maintains the infrastructure. Every night, you're either building or depleting your cognitive reserves. You're either protecting your future mind or letting it slowly, quietly slip away, sinking so deep now into the earth. Your cardiovascular system, it rests during sleep. Your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, giving your heart a break from the constant pumping. This dip, it's called nocturnal dipping, and it's healthy, protective. People who don't experience it, whose blood pressure stays elevated at night, they have higher risk of heart attack, stroke, heart failure, sleep apnea, where breathing stops repeatedly, prevents this dip, keeps the body in stress mode, surges of adrenaline, fragmented sleep. Over time, it damages the cardiovascular system, contributes to hypertension, arrhythmias. If you snore loudly, wake gasping, feel exhausted despite sleeping, it's worth investigating. Centenarians, people who live past 100, they tend to have certain sleep patterns. They sleep 7 to 8 hours. They maintain regular schedules. They nap when their body asks, but not excessively. They don't stress about sleep. They trust their body. There's a genetic component too. Some people, short sleepers, they have a mutation in the DC2 gene. They naturally need only 4 to 6 hours and feel fully rested. They're rare, maybe less than 1% of the population. And on the other end, long sleepers who genuinely need 9 to 10 hours also exist. Most of us, we fall somewhere in between, melting into nothing, into everything. Intermittent fasting, when combined with proper sleep timing, creates a powerful synergy. When you stop eating 3 to 4 hours before bed, your body enters a fasted state during sleep. This enhances autophagy, improves insulin sensitivity, allows growth hormone to peak higher. Some people practice time-restricted eating, compressing all meals into an 8 or 10-hour window, aligning with circadian rhythms, eating during daylight, fasting through darkness. This seems to improve metabolic health, reduce inflammation, extend lifespan in animal studies. NAD+, that crucial molecule, powering sirtuins, fueling cellular repair, it declines with age, and sleep deprivation accelerates that decline. But there are precursors, NR, nicotinamide riboside, NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, that can boost NAD+ levels, potentially partially compensating, supporting those longevity pathways. Finding your personal sleep archetype. It's important. Are you a morning lark, waking naturally with the sun, energized early, fading by evening? Or are you a night owl, coming alive after dark, struggling with mornings? Society is built for larks, but owls aren't broken. They're just different, working against your chronotype. Forces misalignment, damages health. The best advice: honor your natural rhythm as much as possible. If you're an owl and you can shift your work, your life, to accommodate that, do it. If you can't, then use morning light, caffeine strategically to shift earlier. But no, you're working against your biology, breathing through slow waves, the deep ocean, slow breathing. It's ancient. Yogis discovered it thousands of years ago. That controlling breath controls the mind, controls the body. Modern science is catching up, finding that slow, deep breathing activates the vagus nerve, that wandering nerve, connecting brain to heart to gut, stimulating it, increases vagal tone, which correlates with longevity, resilience, emotional regulation. 6 breaths per minute seems to be optimal. Inhale for 5 seconds, exhale for 5. This pattern, it synchronizes heart rate variability, creates coherence between heart and brain, and higher heart rate variability. That variation between heartbeats, it's a marker of health, of longevity, of a flexible, adaptable nervous system. Thump, thump, synchronized, coherent. Heat and cold exposure. They're hormetic stressors, meaning a little bit of stress that makes you stronger. Sauna bathing, particularly in Finland, where it's a ritual, has been linked to reduced cardiovascular disease, reduced Alzheimer's risk, extended lifespan. The heat stress, it induces heat shock proteins, HSP70, HSP90. These proteins, they help other proteins fold correctly, prevent aggregation, clear damaged cells. 20 minutes in a sauna, 4 times a week. That seems to be the threshold where benefits really accumulate. Your heart rate increases, you sweat, toxins release, and afterward, you feel deeply relaxed, reset. Cold exposure, cold showers, ice baths, cryo chambers, they activate different pathways. They boost norepinephrine, increase brown fat activity, improve insulin sensitivity, and alternating hot then cold creates a pumping effect on circulation, on the lymphatic system, moving fluids, clearing stagnation. But timing matters. Don't do intense cold exposure right before bed. It's too stimulating. Save it for morning or afternoon. Evening is for gentle warmth, for cooling naturally, for letting your body temperature drop into sleep, sinking, dissolving into the quiet. Collagen, the most abundant protein in your body. It's what gives your skin elasticity, your joints cushioning, your bones strength, and your body produces it primarily during deep sleep, when growth hormone surges. When sleep is disrupted, collagen production drops, skin ages faster, wrinkles deepen, joints wear down. There's a supplement, glycine, an amino acid, building block of collagen, taking it before bed, around 3 grams. Not only supports collagen synthesis, but also improves sleep quality, lowers core body temperature slightly, enhances subjective sleep satisfaction. And vitamin C, crucial for collagen production, ensuring you get enough through diet or supplementation, supports this nightly renewal. Your fascia, that connective tissue web, wrapping every muscle, every organ, it repairs and remodels during rest. Movement helps, but sleep is when the actual healing happens, when the body reconstructs what the day wore down. Heavier, can't feel your limbs anymore. Metabolic flexibility, it's the ability to switch between fuel sources, burning glucose when it's available, burning fat when it's not. This flexibility declines with age, with insulin resistance, but fasting, exercise, and yes, quality sleep, they preserve it, enhance it. During sleep, especially in the fasted state, your body shifts to fat burning. It accesses stored energy, clears out damaged mitochondria, generates ketones, those alternative brain fuels that might have neuroprotective effects. People with better metabolic flexibility, they tend to live longer, have less chronic disease, maintain healthier body composition, and sleep is central to maintaining this flexibility. Your microbiome, those bacteria, they also influence aging trajectories. Certain species produce compounds that extend lifespan in animal models. Others produce inflammatory metabolites that accelerate aging. As you age, your microbiome diversity typically decreases. Fewer species, less resilience. But you can fight this with fiber, with polyphenols from colourful plants, with fermented foods, and sleep. Consistent sleep helps maintain microbial diversity, keeps those beneficial species thriving, floating, formless, timeless. Hormetic stress, the concept that mild stresses make you stronger. It applies broadly. Exercise is hormetic stress, fasting, heat, cold, even certain plant compounds. They trigger adaptive responses, antioxidant production, DNA repair, cellular cleanup. The key is the stress must be brief, followed by recovery. Too much or chronic stress, that's different, that breaks you down. But intermittent, manageable stresses, they activate longevity pathways, mTOR suppression, AMPK activation, sirtuin upregulation, and sleep. It's when your body integrates these stresses, adapts, becomes stronger. Without adequate sleep, hormetic stress becomes just stress, damaging, depleting, low-grade inflammation, inflammaging. It's the chronic systemic inflammation that increases with age. It's subtle, no fever, no obvious symptoms, just elevated inflammatory markers, quietly damaging tissues, accelerating aging. Sleep is one of the most powerful anti-inflammaging interventions. Each night of good sleep, it rebalances cytokines, reduces oxidative stress, calms the immune system, and each night of poor sleep adds fuel to the fire. Thump, thump, so faint now. Blood sugar stability, it's crucial for longevity. Wild fluctuations, high spikes after meals, deep crashes, they stress the body, damage blood vessels, promote glycation, where sugar molecules stick to proteins, creating advanced glycation end products, ages, that stiffen tissues, age organs. Sleep deprivation makes you insulin resistant. Even after just one night, your cells don't respond to insulin as well. Glucose stays elevated, and over time, this path leads to diabetes, metabolic syndrome, accelerated aging, but consistent sleep at regular times. It optimizes insulin sensitivity, keeps blood sugar stable, supports metabolic health, and eating your last meal earlier in the evening, 3 to 4 hours before bed. It prevents nighttime glucose elevation, supports deeper sleep. Polyphenols, those colorful plant compounds in berries, in tea, in dark chocolate, in olive oil, they have profound effects. They activate NRF2, a transcription factor that upregulates antioxidant enzymes. They modulate the microbiome, feeding beneficial bacteria. They reduce inflammation, improve mitochondrial function. Certain polyphenols, like resveratrol from grapes or EGCG from green tea, they may activate sirtuins, those longevity genes, mimicking some effects of caloric restriction, though the evidence in humans is still emerging, and polyphenols might improve sleep too, particularly through their effects on the microbiome, on inflammation, creating a virtuous cycle, melting into the earth, into the cosmos. Your lymphatic system, it's often forgotten, but it's crucial. It clears waste from tissues, transports immune cells. Unlike blood, which has the heart to pump it, lymph moves through muscle contractions, through breathing, through gentle movement. During sleep, especially with proper positioning, lymphatic flow continues, clearing metabolic waste, reducing edema. The glymphatic system in the brain, it's essentially the brain's lymphatic clearance, most active during sleep, washing away toxins, preventing accumulation. Deep diaphragmatic breathing, even during sleep, enhances this flow. Each inhale creates negative pressure, drawing lymph upward. Each exhale releases, clears. Muscle mass. It's one of the strongest predictors of healthy aging. Not bulk necessarily, but lean muscle, maintained. It's metabolically active, burns calories at rest, supports glucose disposal, releases myokines, beneficial signaling molecules. As you age, you naturally lose muscle. Sarcopenia, starting around age 30, accelerating after 60. But resistance training, adequate protein, and quality sleep, they slow this loss. Preserve strength, independence, growth hormone, secreted during deep sleep. It's anabolic, building muscle, maintaining bone density, and during sleep, your muscles repair. Micro tears from exercise, they heal, adapt, grow stronger, drifting through layers of consciousness. VO2 max, your maximum oxygen uptake during intense exercise. It's another powerful predictor of longevity. Higher VO2 max correlates with lower all-cause mortality, better cardiovascular health, preserved cognitive function, and while exercise builds it, sleep supports it. Recovery is when your cardiovascular system adapts, strengthens, builds new capillaries, improves oxygen delivery. Athletes know sleep is when you actually get stronger. Training is the stimulus, but sleep is the adaptation. Without it, you're just breaking down, never building back up. Your brain, it has its own antioxidant systems. Glutathione, the master antioxidant, it's produced and recycled, particularly during sleep. It neutralizes free radicals, prevents oxidative damage to neurons, and as you age, glutathione levels tend to decline unless supported. Certain nutrients help maintain glutathione. N-acetylcysteine, a precursor, selenium, vitamin C, and sleep, deep, restorative sleep. It optimizes these antioxidant defenses, protects your brain from the slow oxidative damage that contributes to neurodegeneration. Methylation, it's a biochemical process. Adding methyl groups to DNA, to proteins, it regulates gene expression, silences some genes, activates others, and the pattern of methylation across your genome, it changes with age in predictable ways. Scientists use this to calculate biological age, the epigenetic clock, and factors that slow the clock include sleep, exercise, stress management, good nutrition, while factors that speed it up include sleep deprivation, chronic stress, smoking, excessive alcohol, every night. As you sleep, methylation patterns shift, genes involved in repair activated, genes involved in inflammation suppressed. This is epigenetic regulation, and sleep is central to it. Heavier, sinking through dimensions. Social connection. It's not soft science. It's hard data. Loneliness. Social isolation. They're as harmful as smoking. They increase mortality risk, accelerate cognitive decline, promote inflammation. People with strong social ties, they live longer, stay healthier, maintain sharper minds, and sleep affects your social capacity. Sleep-deprived people, they're more likely to withdraw, to misread social cues, to feel less empathy. They become irritable, less patient, and this damages relationships, increases isolation. But rested people, they're more open, more patient, better listeners, better friends. Sleep supports longevity, partly by supporting the relationships that support longevity. Purpose, meaning in life, ikigai as the Japanese call it, your reason for getting up this morning. People with strong sense of purpose, they live longer, have lower rates of cardiovascular disease, dementia, even cancer, and sleep helps you connect with purpose. In dreams, in the quiet spaces, insights arise, clarity emerges, you process emotions, integrate experiences, and discover what matters. Chronic sleep deprivation, it narrows your world. Everything becomes about survival, getting through the day. You lose sight of larger meaning, deeper purpose. Thump, thump, echo from far away. Cortisol, your stress hormone, it should follow a rhythm, high in the morning, helping you wake, gradually declining through the day, lowest at night, allowing sleep. But chronic stress, poor sleep, they disrupt this rhythm. Cortisol stays elevated or flattens out, losing its natural curve. Elevated nighttime cortisol, it prevents deep sleep. Fragment sleep architecture promotes abdominal fat storage, increases insulin resistance, suppresses immune function. Over time, this chronic elevation accelerates aging, damages the hippocampus, the memory center. Protecting your cortisol rhythms means managing stress during the day, having a wind-down routine, creating boundaries, and getting morning sunlight, which helps set the cortisol curve properly. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, from fish, from algae, they're anti-inflammatory. They compose cell membranes, particularly in the brain, and the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 matters. Modern diets, heavy in vegetable oils, grains, they're skewed toward omega-6, promoting inflammation. Shifting the ratio, more omega-3, less omega-6, it reduces inflammation, improves cardiovascular health, supports brain function, and some research suggests omega-3s improve sleep quality, particularly in children, possibly by reducing inflammation, stabilizing mood. Deep relaxation, practices like yoga nidra, progressive muscle relaxation, guided imagery, they induce a state of profound rest, different from sleep, but similarly restorative. They activate the parasympathetic nervous system, lower cortisol, reduce muscle tension, and doing them before bed, they can ease the transition into sleep. Some people, they can't just turn off. They need a bridge, a practice that guides them from activity into rest. These relaxation techniques, they provide that bridge, floating in the space between. Vagal tone, the strength of your vagus nerve signaling. It's measurable through heart rate variability. Higher vagal tone means better emotional regulation, faster recovery from stress, stronger digestion, improved immunity, and it correlates with longevity. You can strengthen vagal tone through practices like slow breathing, cold exposure, humming or chanting, gargling, and sleep itself. Good sleep enhances vagal tone, while poor sleep weakens it. It's another feedback loop. Sleep improves vagal tone. Vagal tone improves sleep. The challenge is starting the positive cycle when you're stuck in the negative one. Low noise living, reducing exposure to chronic noise pollution, traffic, sirens, machinery. It reduces stress hormones, improves sleep quality, lowers blood pressure. Noise, even when you consciously ignore it, stresses your nervous system, fragments sleep, increases inflammatory markers. If you live somewhere noisy, white or brown noise, earplugs, soundproofing, these interventions, they're not luxuries, they're longevity practices, protecting your sleep, your nervous system, your health. Gentle daily mobility, not intense exercise, just movement, walking, stretching, tai chi, yoga. It maintains joint health, stimulates lymph flow, reduces inflammation, improves insulin sensitivity, and it supports sleep. People who move regularly fall asleep faster, sleep more deeply, wake more restored. But timing matters again. Intense exercise within 3 hours of bed, it can interfere, raising core temperature, stimulating cortisol. Better to exercise earlier and use evenings for gentle, restorative movement, sinking so deep, touching the bottom of everything. Core body temperature, it needs to drop about 2 degrees for you to fall asleep. This is why hot baths work counterintuitively. The heat causes vasodilation, blood rushes to the skin, and when you get out, your core temperature drops rapidly, triggering sleepiness. Your bedroom, keeping it cool around 65 to 68 degrees. It supports this temperature drop, and wearing minimal clothing or even sleeping naked allows better thermoregulation. Your body can release heat, maintain that optimal sleep temperature. People who run hot, who sweat at night, they might benefit from cooling mattress pads, moisture-wicking sheets, adjusting their sleep environment to support temperature regulation. Microcirculation, the flow of blood through your smallest vessels, capillaries, feeding every cell, every tissue. As you age, microcirculation declines, vessels stiffen, blood flow decreases, contributing to tissue aging, organ dysfunction. But sleep, especially deep sleep, supports microcirculation. It's when blood pressure drops, vessels relax, blood flow becomes more even, reaching neglected areas, and practices like gentle stretching, massage, alternating heat and cold, they further support this delicate circulation. Consistent meal times, Eating at the same times each day, it provides another circadian anchor. Your gut, your liver, your pancreas, they all have clocks. And when you eat irregularly, skip breakfast one day, late dinner the next, you confuse these clocks, disrupt metabolism. Studies show eating at consistent times improves insulin sensitivity, supports weight management, enhances sleep quality. It's another rhythm, another pattern that your body craves. Heavier, fading, almost gone. Ultra-processed foods, the packaged, the convenient, the engineered, they're designed for shelf stability, profit, not health. They're typically high in omega-6 oils, added sugars, synthetic additives, and they damage the gut microbiome, promote inflammation, disrupt blood sugar, interfere with sleep, reducing them, replacing them with whole foods, real foods. It's one of the highest leverage changes. You don't need to count calories or macros. Just eat real food, mostly plants, not too much, as Michael Pollan says. And this shift, it improves sleep within weeks. The gut microbiome shifts, inflammation drops, blood sugar stabilizes, and sleep becomes easier, deeper, more restorative. Nature exposure, time outside, in green spaces, in forests, by water. It reduces stress hormones, improves mood, enhances immune function. And there's something about natural light, natural rhythms that resets our modern artificial lives. Forest bathing, Shinrin-yoku, the Japanese practice of slow, mindful walking in forests. It measurably reduces cortisol, blood pressure, pulse rate. It increases natural killer cells, those immune warriors, and effects last for days after. A single session, even just a park, a tree-lined street, a potted plant by your bed. These touches of nature, they matter. They remind your nervous system what's normal, what's safe, what's home. Drifting through ancient forests is your mind. Trace minerals, zinc, selenium, magnesium, manganese, copper, chromium, molybdenum. They're needed in tiny amounts, but they're crucial. They're cofactors for enzymes, supporting thousands of reactions. And modern soils, depleted by industrial agriculture, produce foods lower in these minerals. Without adequate minerals, cellular processes falter. Antioxidant enzymes don't function. DNA repair slows. Energy production drops. And sleep suffers too. Magnesium deficiency, incredibly common, directly impairs sleep quality. Supplementing intelligently or eating mineral-rich foods, seaweed, shellfish, nuts, seeds, it supports those subtle, crucial processes that keep you alive, keep you well. Breathwork, conscious breathing practices, box breathing, 4-7-8 breathing, alternate nostril breathing. They're tools, accessible anytime, anywhere. They shift your nervous system from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest. Even 2 minutes of slow, deep breathing before bed, it can change your state, calm racing thoughts, slow your heart, prepare you for sleep. And with practice, your body learns. This breath pattern means sleep is coming, creates a conditioned response. The mitochondrial spark, that moment when mitochondria sense they need to adapt, multiply, become more efficient. Exercise creates this spark, fasting, heat, cold, and breath work, particularly techniques that temporarily reduce oxygen or increase CO2. They might trigger it too. More mitochondria, more efficient mitochondria, means more energy, better resilience, slower aging. And sleep is when these new mitochondria mature, integrate into cellular networks, melting into pure awareness, mechanical lightness, reducing the load on your joints, particularly as you age. It's about movement quality, not just quantity. Walking on soft surfaces, swimming, cycling, they maintain fitness without grinding down cartilage, without accumulating damage, and maintaining a healthy weight. It reduces mechanical stress on knees, on hips, on spine. This isn't about aesthetics. It's about preserving mobility, independence, quality of life into your later decades. Sleep affects weight through multiple pathways, hormones, appetite regulation, decision making. And weight affects sleep through sleep apnea, reflux, discomfort. Another feedback loop that can spiral in either direction. Muscle recovery days, rest days between training, they're not optional. They're when adaptation happens, when muscles repair, strengthen, grow. Without recovery, you're just accumulating damage, stress, moving toward injury, burnout. And the ultimate recovery tool is sleep. It's when growth hormone peaks, when protein synthesis accelerates, when inflammation resolves. Athletes who prioritize sleep, they perform better, injure less, have longer careers. Heart rate variability, HRV, the variation in time between heartbeats. It's measured in milliseconds, and it reflects autonomic nervous system balance. Higher HRV means better health, more resilience, greater longevity. You can measure it with wearables, with apps, and track how different practices affect it. Good sleep increases HRV, exercise increases it, stress, alcohol, poor sleep, they decrease it. It becomes a biofeedback tool, showing you what helps, what harms. Thump, thump, irregular, beautifully variable, deep hydration, not just drinking water, but cellular hydration, electrolyte balance. It affects every process, every chemical reaction happens in water. Your brain is 80% water. Dehydration, even mild, impairs cognition, mood, increases fatigue. And at night, you're fasting from water too. 6, 7, 8 hours without intake. You wake slightly dehydrated. This is normal. But starting the day with water, with a pinch of salt, it rehydrates rapidly, restarts systems. Some people, they wake to urinate multiple times. This disrupts sleep architecture, and it might be from drinking too much too late, or from sleep apnea, or from other medical issues. If it's disruptive, it's worth investigating and adjusting fluid intake earlier in the day. Alcohol, even small amounts, it fragments sleep. It might help you fall asleep initially, but it suppresses REM, lightens sleep in the second half of the night, and it inhibits the glymphatic system, that brain cleansing process. It's literally toxic, and your brain can't clear it properly. When you're drunk, alcohol-free nights or alcohol-free weeks, they dramatically improve sleep quality. People often report sleeping better than they have in years once they remove this common sleep disruptor. Stress adaptation through mindfulness, meditation, yoga, breathwork, therapy. These aren't just feel-good practices, they're physiological interventions. They remodel your brain, strengthening the prefrontal cortex, calming the amygdala, improving emotional regulation, and over time, the same stressor produces less cortisol, less inflammation, less disruption. You become, literally, less reactive, more resilient, and this preserves your sleep, your health, your longevity, sinking through layers of consciousness, of memory. Senolytic compounds, they target senescent cells, those zombie cells that stop dividing but don't die. They just sit there, secreting inflammatory signals, damaging neighboring cells, accumulating with age, contributing to aging itself. Certain natural compounds, quercetin from onions and capers, fisetin from strawberries, they have senolytic properties. In animal studies, clearing senescent cells extends health span, reduces age-related diseases. Human trials are ongoing, exploring whether periodic senolytic treatments might slow aging. During sleep, your immune system is more active, patrolling, clearing damaged cells, and this might include some senescent cell clearance, though the mechanisms are still being explored. Floating in the space between thoughts, rapamycin, originally an antifungal from Easter Island soil. It's now known to extend lifespan in nearly every organism tested: yeast, worms, flies, mice. It works by inhibiting mTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin, a nutrient-sensing pathway. When mTOR is active, your cells grow, divide, build. When it's suppressed, they focus on maintenance, repair, cleanup. Fasting suppresses mTOR, exercise does too, and sleep, particularly the deeper stages. When you're fasting, when growth hormone surges, it creates a unique metabolic state, balancing growth and repair. Some researchers are taking low-dose rapamycin weekly, exploring whether it might slow human aging. Trials are underway, but for now, the safest mTOR modulators are lifestyle factors: fasting, sleep, exercise, AMPK, AMP-activated protein kinase. It's like an energy sensor. When cellular energy drops, AMPK activates. It switches on fat burning, mitochondrial biogenesis, autophagy, It's the opposite of mTOR in some ways, and activating it seems to promote longevity. Metformin, the diabetes drug, it activates AMPK, and there's interest in whether it slows aging in non-diabetics. Exercise activates it, fasting, cold exposure, and sleep. The metabolic shift into fasting overnight naturally engages AMPK, heavier, dissolving into the mattress. FOXO transcription factors, forkhead box-O proteins, they're activated during stress, during fasting, and they upregulate stress resistance genes, antioxidant genes, DNA repair genes. They're longevity promoters, downstream of insulin signaling. When insulin is low, FOXO proteins are active. This is why caloric restriction extends lifespan, why time-restricted eating helps. It reduces insulin, activates FOXO, tells cells to focus on survival, repair, resilience, sleep. By creating a natural fasting window, supports this signaling, and poor sleep, by causing insulin resistance, disrupts it, making cells less responsive, less protected. Clotho, named after a Greek fate who spins the thread of life. It's an anti-aging protein. People with higher Clotho, they have better kidney function, better cognition, potentially longer lifespans, and Clotho declines with age. Exercise increases Clotho. Vitamin D might support it, and sleep, particularly slow-wave sleep, appears to influence Clotho expression. Though research is ongoing, it's another reminder that sleep isn't passive. It's when your body runs essential programs that keep you young. YAP and TAZ, yes, associated protein and transcriptional coactivator with PDZ binding motif. These are mechanosensing proteins responding to physical forces, stiffness, tension. They regulate cell growth, organ size, regeneration, and they're linked to aging, tissue stiffening, changes in mechanical forces, altered YAP-TAZ signaling might contribute to age-related organ decline. Research here is emerging, exploring whether mechanical interventions, massage, stretching, vibration, might preserve tissue architecture, sleep position, mechanical forces on tissues. It's speculative, but mechanical biology is revealing how important physical forces are to cellular behavior, to aging, drifting through cellular landscapes. Partial reprogramming with Yamanaka factors, OST4, SOX2, KLF4, CMYC. These transcription factors can reprogram adult cells back to stem cells. Fully reprogramming is dangerous, creates tumors, but partial reprogramming, brief exposure, seems to rejuvenate cells, reverse epigenetic age without losing cell identity. In mice, partial reprogramming restored youthful function to aged tissues, extended lifespan, reversed blindness in old mice. It's early, experimental, but it hints at a future where aging might be reversible, where cells could be reset to a younger state. During sleep, epigenetic modifications shift, DNA methylation patterns change, histones are modified, It's not reprogramming, but it's remodeling, and consistently poor sleep disrupts these patterns, accelerates epigenetic aging. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT, breathing pure oxygen in a pressurized chamber. It increases oxygen delivery to tissues, stimulates angiogenesis, new blood vessel formation, enhances wound healing, and emerging research suggests it might increase telomere length, clear senescent cells, improve cognitive function. The mechanism isn't fully clear, but it seems intermittent hyperoxia acts as a hormetic stressor, triggering adaptive responses. Some protocols involve sessions twice a week for months. It's expensive, not widely accessible, but interest is growing. Sleep itself optimizes oxygen utilization. During deep sleep, breathing deepens, oxygen saturation stabilizes, and conditions like sleep apnea that reduce oxygen, they accelerate aging, damage tissues. Heavier, barely breathing, barely here. Plasmapheresis, removing blood plasma, replacing it with albumin or donated plasma, or filtering it. It's used medically for various conditions, but there's interest in whether it could dilute aging factors in blood, partially mimicking the effects of young blood. Animal studies, heterochronic parabiosis, connecting the circulatory systems of young and old animals, showed remarkable rejuvenation in the old animal. Young blood seemed to carry rejuvenating factors, and old blood seemed to carry aging factors, pro-aging proteins. Human trials are exploring therapeutic plasma exchange as an anti-aging intervention. It's early, uncertain, but it highlights that aging is systemic. Factors circulating in blood influence all tissues. GDF11, growth differentiation factor 11, a myokine released by muscle. It was initially thought to be a rejuvenating factor from parabiosis studies. Later research questioned this. The story is complex, debated, but what's clear is that muscle releases beneficial signals, myokines, that influence distant tissues, brain, liver, fat. This is part of what maintaining muscle mass is so protective. It's not just structural, it's endocrine, signaling, and during sleep, after exercise, muscle releases specific myokines supporting repair, adaptation, systemic health. Thump, thump, ancient rhythm, stem cell exhaustion. With age, your stem cell pools decline, they divide less, function poorly, don't repair tissues as effectively. This contributes to frailty, loss of resilience, but stem cells also live in niches, specialized microenvironments, and preserving these niches might preserve stem cell function. Sleep supports stem cell function. Studies show hematopoietic stem cells, blood-forming cells, they have circadian rhythms, and disrupting sleep impairs their function, reduces production. Growth hormone from deep sleep, it supports stem cells, encourages proliferation, tissue maintenance, thymic regeneration. The thymus, where T cells mature, it shrinks dramatically, with age becoming mostly fat. This is why older adults have weaker immunity, fewer naive T cells, less ability to fight new infections, but growth hormone and sex steroids can partially regenerate thermic tissue. In a small trial, a combination of growth hormone, DHEA, and metformin appeared to reverse epigenetic age and regrow thymic tissue. It's preliminary but intriguing. Sleep's role, through growth hormone secretion, might help maintain some thermic function, though it can't fully reverse age-related involution, epigenetic rejuvenation. Beyond partial reprogramming, there are chemicals, alkylating agents, that remove methyl groups from DNA, potentially resetting some age-related methylation. But these are toxic, non-specific. Research is ongoing to find safer approaches. What you can do now is protect your epigenetic age through lifestyle, sleep, diet, exercise, stress management. These don't reverse the clock, but they slow it dramatically, sinking into molecular depths. DNA repair pathways, multiple systems, fixing different types of damage, PARP, poly-ADP ribose polymerase. It detects DNA breaks, recruits repair machinery, BARE, base excision repair, fixes oxidized bases, NER, nucleotide excision repair, removes bulky lesions, HR, homologous recombination, repairs double-strand breaks. These systems decline with age. Damage accumulates faster than it's repaired, and this drives aging, mutations, cellular dysfunction, cancer risk. NAD+ powers PARP. Without adequate NAD+, DNA repair suffers. Sleep deprivation depletes NAD+, impairing these critical repairs, while good sleep maintains NAD+ pools, supports DNA maintenance. Lamin B1, a structural protein in the nuclear envelope, the membrane around your DNA. It maintains nuclear shape, organization, and it decreases with age, leading to nuclear instability, altered gene expression, cellular senescence. Maintaining Lamin B1 is linked to longevity, and while direct interventions are limited, cellular health overall, supported by sleep, nutrition, exercise, helps preserve nuclear integrity. The nucleus, it's where your genetic information lives. Protecting it is protecting your life instruction manual. Centrosome integrity. Centrosomes organize the spindle fibers during cell division, ensuring chromosomes separate correctly. Errors here lead to aneuploidy, cells with wrong chromosome numbers. This drives cancer, cellular dysfunction. With age, centrosomes accumulate, abnormalities, cells divide less accurately, and maintaining genomic stability becomes harder. Sleep's role in cellular maintenance extends even here to these tiny organelles, coordinating division, heavier, falling through dimensions. Proteostasis, protein homeostasis, the balance between protein synthesis, folding, and degradation. With age, this balance fails. Proteins misfold, aggregate, clog up the cell. This underlies many neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's, chaperone-mediated autophagy, CMA, a selective form of autophagy. It targets specific proteins. With a K-FERC motif, delivers them to lysosomes for degradation, and it declines with age, allowing toxic proteins to accumulate. During sleep, especially deep sleep, autophagy pathways, including CMA, are most active. This is when cells, clear misfolded proteins, maintain proteostasis, and chronic sleep deprivation accelerates protein aggregation, neurodegenerative risk, heat shock response, when cells experience stress, heat, toxins, they upregulate heat shock proteins, HSPs, like HSP70 and HSP90. These are molecular chaperones, helping proteins fold correctly, preventing aggregation. With age, the heat shock response weakens. Cells can't respond to stress as robustly, but you can activate it through sauna, through exercise, and it seems good sleep maintains basal HSP expression, supporting protein quality control. Sulforaphane from cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. It activates NRF2, nuclear factor erythroid 2 related factor 2. This transcription factor upregulates hundreds of genes, antioxidant enzymes, detoxification enzymes, anti-inflammatory proteins. Eating broccoli or taking sulforaphane supplements, it's a powerful intervention, supporting cellular defense systems. And NRF2, it also has circadian rhythms. Its activity fluctuates throughout the day and night, floating through biochemical pathways. Spermidine, a polyamine, found in wheat germ, aged cheese, mushrooms, soybeans. It induces autophagy by inhibiting certain enzymes, and in animal studies, dietary spermidine extends lifespan, improves heart function, enhances memory. Human studies are limited but promising. Higher spermidine intake correlates with lower mortality, and it appears to work partly through enhancing autophagy, that cellular cleanup that peaks during sleep. Urolithin A, a metabolite produced when gut bacteria break down elagitanins from pomegranates, berries, nuts, but not everyone produces it. It depends on your microbiome, and production declines with age. Urolithin A induces mitophagy, selectively clearing damaged mitochondria. In clinical trials, it improved muscle endurance, mitochondrial function. It's now available as a supplement, bypassing the microbiome variability, and mitophagy peaks during fasting, during sleep, when cellular energy drops, and AMPK activates, signaling cells to clear old machinery, make way for new. Fisetin, a flavonoid in strawberries, apples, persimmons, onions. It has senolytic properties, killing senescent cells, and it's a powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory agent. In mice, high-dose fisetin reduced senescent cell burden, extended health span. Human trials are underway, exploring dosing, efficacy, safety. In the meantime, eating fisetin-rich foods might provide modest benefits, and the antioxidant effects might indirectly support sleep by reducing oxidative stress. Quercetin and dasatinib, the D plus Q protocol. Quercetin is a flavonoid from onions, apples, tea. Dasatinib is a cancer drug. Together, they're potently senolytic, clearing senescent cells from multiple tissues. Clinical trials have shown benefits in idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, in osteoarthritis, and there's interest in using D plus Q intermittently, maybe once a month, to reduce senescent cell burden, slow aging. This is experimental, not medical advice, but it highlights the frontier of longevity medicine, moving beyond prevention toward intervention. Reversal, acarbose, an old diabetes drug, but it works in the gut, slows carb digestion, blunts glucose spikes. That alone extends lifespan in mice dramatically. The magic isn't just lower blood sugar, it's what happens downstream in the microbiome. Undigested carbs reach the colon, feed beneficial bacteria, boost short-chain fatty acid production, shift the gut toward anti-inflammatory species, less sugar absorption, more microbial fermentation, a form of caloric restriction mimicry without eating less. Lifespan extension. Even when calories are matched. Gut-driven longevity. Who knew? Canaliflozin, SGLT2 inhibitor, makes you pee out glucose. Sounds wasteful, but it's profound. Kidneys reabsorb less sugar. Blood glucose drops. But the real benefit, the body senses a state of perceived glucose deprivation. Even when you eat normally, triggers ketogenesis, AMPK activation, autophagy, mTOR suppression. All the hallmarks of fasting without fasting. Reduces heart failure, extends health span in animals, lowers inflammation, protects the kidneys long term. A diuretic that tricks metabolism into a youthful state. Metformin, beyond glucose control, the geroscience darling, activates AMPK, mimics caloric restriction, reduces insulin, lowers mTOR, but deeper, improves NAD plus metabolism, supports mitochondrial function, reduces senescence, dampens inflammatory signaling via NF-κB, used for decades, yet we're still discovering mechanisms, cheap, safe, and lifespan extending in multiple models, not just for diabetics anymore. Beta-hydroxybutyrate, BHB, the main ketone body, not just fuel, a signaling molecule, inhibits NLRP3 inflammasome, powerful anti-inflammatory effect, acts as an HDAC inhibitor, epigenetic regulator, turns on FOXO3, NRF2, antioxidant genes, longevity pathways, elevates during fasting, exercise, signals resource scarcity. The body responds by getting tougher, more resilient. Ketones aren't a side effect, they're the point. FGF21, the fasting hormone, liver releases it when carbs are low, protein moderates it, but fasting skyrockets it, crosses the blood-brain barrier, tells the brain, adapt, induces browning of fat, boosts energy expenditure, improves insulin sensitivity, extends lifespan in mice, a true fasting mimicry hormone. Drugs that boost FGF21, next frontier in metabolic medicine, irisin, released when you exercise, cleaved from FNDC5 in muscle, travels to fat, turns white fat brown, but also reaches the brain, promotes BDNF, neurogenesis, protects against cognitive decline, a muscle-brain axis, real. Your muscles secrete a hormone that keeps your brain young. Exercise isn't just physical, it's neurological protection. Myostatin inhibition. Myostatin, the muscle growth brake. Block it. Muscles grow, even without training. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, reversed in models. Follistatin, gene therapy, emerging drugs, preserve muscle mass, maintain strength, metabolic rate, independence. One of the most direct anti-aging interventions. Muscle is the organ of longevity. Lactate, not just fatigue, a signaling molecule, produced during intense exercise, shuttle to liver, brain, heart, triggers mitochondrial biogenesis, VEGF, angiogenesis, BDNF, brain plasticity, the burn, the signal, high lactate sessions, build resilience, turn temporary stress into long-term adaptation, embrace the burn, hydrogen sulfide, H2S, rotten egg gas, toxic at high doses, protective at low, mitochondrial modulator, puts complex IV into a suspended state, reduces oxygen demand, protects during ischemia, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, vasorelaxant, extends lifespan in worms, emerging donor molecules, the third gasotransmitter, after NO and CO, carbon monoxide, low dose, deadly in excess, medicinal in trace amounts, binds heme, activates guanylate cyclase, anti-inflammatory, anti-apoptotic, neuroprotective, cardioprotective, heme-oxygenase 1 induction, the body's own CO system, activated by curcumin, sulforaphane, low-dose CO signaling, the dark horse of redox medicine, nitric oxide, no, master regulator of vascular youth, keeps arteries flexible, prevents plaque, supports endothelial function, declines with age, boost it via nitrate-rich foods, beets, arugula, sunlight, nasal breathing, exercise, loss of no bioavailability, the root of cardiovascular aging, restore it, restore flow, restore youth, zone 2 training, the mitochondrial sweet spot, 60-70% max heart rate, you can talk, but not sing, fat oxidation peaks, mitochondria multiply, become efficient, capillary density increases, no burnout, sustainable, builds the aerobic base, the foundation of endurance and longevity, most bang for buck training zone, period, blood flow restriction, BFR, Kiatsu, occlude venous return, train with light weights, metabolite buildup, lactate, growth hormone spike, fast twitch fiber recruitment, muscle growth, strength, with 20-30% 1RM, joint friendly, anabolic signaling without heavy loads, game changer for older adults, rehab, sarcopenia prevention, eccentric exercise, the lowering phase, muscle lengthens under load, negatives, downhill running, slow lowering, causes more damage, triggers more repair, builds tendon stiffness, strength, resilience, hypertrophy with less volume, tendons thicken, collagen reorganizes, eccentrics, The secret to long-lasting connective tissue. Grip strength, simple, predictive, stronger grip, longer life, across populations, a biomarker of overall muscular health, neuromuscular integrity, reflects testosterone, growth hormone, inflammation. Train your grip, train your future. Deadlifts, farmer carries, hanging, cheap, effective, profound. Bone marrow adiposity. As we age, marrow fills with fat, displaces hematopoietic stem cells, weakens immunity, increases inflammation, driven by PPR gamma, high carbs, sedentary life. Reverse it with exercise, fasting, cold. Restore red marrow, restore blood, restore resilience. Osteocalcin, bone-derived hormone, uncarboxylated form, crosses to brain, boosts BDNF, memory, crosses to pancreas, improves insulin secretion, to muscle, enhances performance. Bone isn't just structure, it's an endocrine organ, talking to brain, metabolism, testosterone. Keep bones active, keep mind sharp. Parathyroid hormone, PTH, not just calcium. Intermittent low dose, anabolic to bone, builds density, strength. Continuous high, catabolic, but pulsed PTH, like teriparatide. One of the few true bone-building drugs. Skeletal resilience, fracture resistance, the difference between fragile and anti-fragile. Vitamin D receptor signaling, depth matters, not just blood levels. VDR activation in every tissue, immune modulation, cancer protection, insulin sensitivity, brain health. Most have enough D, but poor signaling. Magnesium, K2, retinol, boron, cofactors matter. It's not how much D, it's how well your cells listen. K2-MK7, the artery cleaner, shuttles calcium from soft tissues or into bones, decalcifies arteries, reduces stiffness, lowers cardiovascular risk, works with D3, synergistic. natto-derived MK7, long half-life, the missing link in calcium metabolism, hard arteries, soft bones, reverse it. Taurine, abundant in youth, declines with age. Osmolite, stabilizes proteins, membranes, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, mitochondrial protector, extends lifespan in mice, worms, improves insulin sensitivity, heart function, brain. The quiet giant of longevity compounds, creatine, beyond muscle, saturates brain, reduces mental fatigue, neuroprotective, improves mood, cognition, especially in vegetarians, sleep deprivation. Aging, ATP a buffer, everywhere, not just for lifters, for thinkers, survivors, ageless minds. Astaxanthin, the red carotenoid, crosses blood-brain barrier, accumulates in mitochondria, stabilizes membranes, quenches singlet oxygen, protects skin, eyes, brain from UV, oxidation, the strongest lipid-soluble antioxidant, nature's sunscreen from inside, trostilbene, resveratrol's cooler cousin, better bioavailability, longer half-life, methyl groups, higher brain nitration, stronger SIRT1 activation, mitochondrial biogenesis, less metabolized by the liver. The upgraded polyphenol, same benefits, better kinetics. Curcumin plus piperine, turmeric's power unlocked. Curcumin, potent but poorly absorbed. Piperine, black pepper, inhibits glucuronidation, boost bioavailability 20x, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, neuroprotective. Now it actually works. Biohacking 101, EGCCG from green tea, inhibits CoMT, prolongs catecholamines, binds 67-beta-laminin receptor, upregulates telomerase in some contexts, antioxidant, fat oxidizer, brain protector, 4 cups a day, or concentrated extract, the monk's secret. Berberine, plant AMPK activator, rivals metformin, lowers glucose, but also heals gut barrier, reduces LPS leakage, antimicrobial, shifts microbiome, treats SIBO, IBS, metabolic disease, gut metabolism axis. Berberine speaks both languages. Akkermansia mucinifera, the mucin-loving sentinel. 3 to 5% of healthy gut, drops in obesity, diabetes, aging, strengthens gut barrier, reduces inflammation, improves insulin sensitivity. Feed it with polyphenols, cranberry, pomegranate, fasting, the lean bug, the longevity bug, butyrate producing bacteria, roseburia, Faecalibacterium. Feed them fiber, resistant starch. They produce butyrate, the colonocyte fuel, HDAC inhibitor, epigenetic master key. Activates FOXO3, BDNF, anti-inflammatory, barrier repair, brain-gut axis. Butyrate reaches the brain, mood, cognition, longevity. Postbiotic urolithins, from elegitannins, pomegranates, walnuts. Only some people convert them via Gordonobacter. Urolithin A, mitochondrial powerhouse, triggers mitophagy, clears damaged mitochondria, improves muscle function, even in old age. Direct mitochondrial rejuvenation, the pomegranate paradox, now solved. Sinking into the quiet. 17A estradiol, a stereoisomer of estradiol, not estrogenic. It extends lifespan in male mice, but not females, suggesting sex-specific longevity pathways. The mechanism involves altered liver metabolism, reduced inflammation. This reminds us that aging is complex. Sex differences exist. What works for one might not work for another. Personalization will be crucial as we develop anti-aging interventions, and sleep needs also vary by sex. Women often need more sleep than men. Hormonal fluctuations, menstrual cycles, pregnancy, menopause, all affect sleep. Understanding your own needs, honoring them, that's the foundation. Thump, thump, fading into silence. All these mysteries, all these mechanisms, they converge on sleep, that nightly surrender, that letting go. It's when your body runs its deepest programs, clearing waste, repairing DNA, balancing hormones, resetting clocks, building immunity, processing emotions, consolidating memories, renewing mitochondria, maintaining telomeres, activating longevity genes, clearing senescent cells, supporting stem cells, reducing inflammation, stabilizing blood sugar, optimizing the microbiome, strengthening the heart, protecting the brain. Sleep isn't rest in the sense of doing nothing. It's the most active time for restoration, for renewal, for keeping you alive, vital, youthful. And yet, modern life attacks it. Blue light, caffeine, stress, irregular schedules, noise, screens. We treat sleep as negotiable, optional, something to sacrifice for productivity, for entertainment. But the research is clear. Sleep is not negotiable. It's the foundation of longevity, of health, of life itself. Heavier, dissolving, becoming nothing. 7 to 9 hours, consistent timing, cool bedroom, dark and quiet. Morning light, evening dimming, limited screens, earlier dinner, gentle wind down, deep breaths, releasing the day, trusting the night. It's simple, but not easy. In a world designed for wakefulness, choosing sleep is radical. It's choosing yourself, your future self, your longevity. And as you lie here, sinking deeper, you're doing the most important work of your life. You're not being lazy. You're not wasting time. You're literally extending your life, protecting your brain, strengthening your heart, supporting every cell. Sleep is your superpower, and you're using it right now. Thump, thump, barely there. Feel your body, heavy, supported. The mattress holding every inch of you. Your breath, so slow, so soft, barely moving. Your mind, quiet, thoughts drifting like clouds, dissolving into nothing. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do, just this sinking, this softening, this surrendering to the dark, to the quiet, to the deep. Your cells know what to do. Your lymphatic system flowing, washing, clearing. Your mitochondria renewing, adapting. Your DNA repairing, maintaining. Your immune system patrolling, protecting. Your longevity genes activating, signaling. All of this happening now while you rest, while you drift, while you let go, floating, formless, timeless. And in the morning, you'll wake, slightly younger, slightly stronger, slightly more resilient than if you hadn't slept, hadn't surrendered, hadn't trusted. This is the gift, the ancient gift, that every animal knows, every creature that closes its eyes and lets the darkness hold them. Sleep is not weakness, it's wisdom, encoded in every cell, passed down through billions of years of evolution. And you, right now, are honoring that wisdom, trusting that ancient knowing, letting your body do what it was designed to do, heavier, sinking through everything. The mysteries continue, 100 mysteries of longevity, woven through sleep, through rest, through surrender. They're not separate. They're all connected, all pointing to the same truth, that life requires pause, requires darkness, requires letting go, not as failure, but as strategy, as survival, as the very essence of staying alive. Thump, thump, echo from eternity. And if you're still here, still aware, let that go too. Let awareness soften, blur, dissolve. You don't need to hear these words. You don't need to understand. Just let them wash over you like waves, like breath, carrying you deeper into the ocean, into the dark, into sleep. Your body knows the way. It's made this journey countless times. It knows how to let go, how to drift, how to disappear into the healing dark. Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust the night. Sinking, falling, floating, gone. The universe keeps turning. The ancient promise of longevity continues its subtle, endless work and will keep drifting, floating together through the mysteries. 100 longevity mysteries, looping softly, endlessly, through the night. Tonight we'll drift through the nightly brain power wash that may be your strongest defense against Alzheimer's. Why too much sleep could secretly accelerate aging, and the one overlooked secret that matters far more than counting hours in bed. There's nothing you need to do now. Just let your body sink, heavier, heavier. Feel the mattress holding you, every muscle softening, your heartbeat slowing, thump, thump, matching the rhythm of space itself, shoulders melting down, jaw releasing, each breath pulling you deeper, deeper into the calm, the quiet, the dark. Now, let's drift into longevity.